Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3, ERX Paris Fort Smith.
The lob to Cooper Bowser. Boy, nice ball movement and one for Bowser. Bowser puts a shoulder into Adebisi. Bowser outside to Smith. They'll work a pick and roll. They've got it inside. Nice move by Bowser. And he connects. Smith feeds Bowser. Bowser leads in. Jarheem to Cooper Bowser. Bowser, power dribble inside. Puts it in. Cooper Bowser in the high post. Cooper Bowser. But Smith, ever dangerous. What a lob to Bowser. And that's a highlight. Mullins catching 2-3. It's no good. UConn keeps it alive. Cooper Bowser. Smith, floater. The delivery.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little, with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, so I saw the first Super Mario Brothers movie, but I've not seen the second one.
Don't waste your time.
It's not good?
No.
Did you take Carter?
No, I didn't take him anywhere. I've seen some previews and I watched like 15 minutes of it, and I was on my phone half the time. That's how entertaining it was.
Did you ask him if he just took his 7-month-old
8 month
to a movie?
Yeah, that's a fair question, I would think, right?
No, that's a what did we have the Scotty Scheffler drop? That's a bad question. That's a dumb question. That's a bad question.
When do you start taking as someone
Not
that
at
doesn't
8
have
months,
kids?
dude.
When do you start taking the
You measure that in years.
When they can sit still.
Okay.
Yeah. An 8-month-old to a movie.
It wouldn't be an
God
IMAX.
almighty.
It wouldn't be an IMAX.
That's the worst question I think you've ever asked.
Hold on. I have one of my friends that his son, who his wife's not necessarily in favor of all these activities, but he will take him to the Duck Lodge. He will take him to the golf course. He is taking him along with him everywhere he goes.
How old is this child?
About Carter's age. He's 7 months.
Yeah.
So apparently I have a lot to learn according to Ryan. I don't advertise as being a know-it-all. I learn something on this show every single day.
No bleep.
Ellis texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline.
God almighty.
My 7-year-old son loved it. I think it's more there.
7, that would be appropriate.
I
It's
love
for kids. Yeah.
Mario Brothers coming up. And you may wonder, okay, why are we playing Mario Brothers intro? Well, Arkansas, as of this morning, which is nice, when our show gets pushed back, we actually have info we can react to, and it doesn't happen right after the show like it seemingly did all the time. Arkansas got a commitment from Furman center Cooper Bowser this morning, according to Joe Tipton of On 3. Apparently, I've read Whole Hog Sports and Hog Sports. He was in Fayetteville last night. So this seemed like a pretty quick turnaround to get his commitment, but the first domino to fall in terms of arrival for this Razorback basketball team.
Well, and, everyone that hasn't watched a lot of Furman basketball, which is like all of us.
You're not subscribed to the Paladins Network.
Probably don't have the Paladins saved on your YouTube channel subscription list.
Paladin Plus.
Go study up a little bit. You're probably saying, "Oh, I got a guy from Furman."
Mm-hmm.
Whoop-de-doo. Well, a lot. These guys that come from these mid majors often have impact, and we'll see. Now, we were kind of talking about this before the show. This isn't a guy that when he turns sideways, you might lose him a little bit. He's not a huge, thick player that's going to throw a lot of beef, which is really what I want to see inside. But they don't make a lot of 6'11" guys. They're not just walking around out there. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what other moves they perhaps make with fives.
It is funny how quick people to react positively or negatively to something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pretend to know one way or another. So I put a couple pictures out on our socials this morning. This one comes from Josh Hubbs. This has to be a joke, right? He's literally worse than any big we had on D this year, and he's worse somehow on D. Bobby Hobson. This dude is junk and weak. It is, and I know negative comments stand out more in the social media sphere than the positive ones, but it's so funny how people react so either positively or negatively to any recruiting news whatsoever. I don't know enough about this kid to give you a clear indication one way or another how much he's going to impact this basketball team. But evidently, a Hall of Fame basketball coach thinks he's worthy of filling one of his roster spots. So based on that alone,
what's that Calipari guy know?
I'm going to give this kid the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean he's going to be just this massive, impactful player in the SEC, but it's the first domino to
or
fall
maybe
for
he will be, Nick Pringle, you had a lot of excitement because he had a long list of experience in the SEC. South Carolina, Alabama. This guy had played in a lot of different schools and had some size to him. Did he have the kind of impact you were expecting?
No, he did not.
No. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just because you think you know doesn't mean you know. Hey, Nick Pringle had an okay season. It was good, not great. A lot of it was based on how he beat the crap out of you the year before in his previous stop at South Carolina, and it just didn't pan out here at Arkansas.
Well,
so who's to say this kid can't come in and have a difference-making season?
Scott asked a question that I kind of wondered when I heard Cal say this live in San Jose, saying maybe that's all he could afford. I don't know, and I don't have the clip where Cal, and I'm paraphrasing, said we might not some team might not have as much money as they had last season. And I don't know if that was talking about his supply of money for NIL. I don't know if that was another SEC school or another school he was referring to. But I know that has been a question to be asked. How much money does John Calipari have at his disposal to use for this upcoming transfer portal cycle?
Well, I mean, no one has an unlimited budget. Not even Kentucky. And Kentucky spent more than nearly everyone this year, and that didn't work out for them. But who says he's done? Is this the only move he's going to make for a 5? I mean, does this mean this is it? No more players? Of course not. So, we're let's not rush to judgment on what the roster's going to be like or the value of this selection, particularly on a player that, let's be honest, none of us have watched yet. So, I mean, let's not rush to judgment here. So that's where we're at. If you're listening this morning on the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell, we say thank you very much. If you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy today, Taco Bell has you covered. It's the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
All right, before we talk about the other big basketball news, which is Malik Thomas entering the NBA draft while maintaining his college eligibility, just kind of a rundown of the show this morning. Pat McAfee did make it to Augusta, talked about not having his phone. I want to discuss that a little bit since we're addicted to our phones.
Okay.
We still hadn't touched on the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do think it's worth discussing just a weensy bit. Baseball tonight, we'll talk about that. Jaylen Brown's no longer with the Razorback football team. Tom Murphy's going to join us at 10. Get his thoughts on that. Pradco Pyramid of Power also coming up. And then congrats to TJ Pompey, who won SEC Player of the Week after his performance. He's hitting over 300 in SEC play. He has been on a tear lately. But the other big basketball nugget this morning is what Malik Thomas announced yesterday.
I prepare so much in my off time in the gym, like every single day. So it's like my preparation ain't the issue. I'm going to get it. So when I get in the game, it just feels regular.
Hogs are turning this one into a rout. Up 25. Thomas for 3, and it's good. Malik from the right wing, 28 points for Thomas, 6 3-pointers. So Brazil gets the follow, and now the Hogs turn them over. They pick up right where they left off. Thomas to the other end. Malik high off the glass. Shot's good. It's 41-28.
I want to give all the credit to my teammates. It was great ball movement tonight. Played for each other. We rebounded. We got out. We ran. Yeah, we just putting all the pieces together.
So Brazil gets the follow, and now the Hogs turn them over. They pick up right where they left off. Thomas to the other end. Malik high off the glass. Shot's good. It's 41-28.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so I looked up the timelines on NBA eligibility this morning. The lottery is May the 10th. The draft is the 24th and the 26th. You've got to make a declaration about the NBA by April 26th, so less than 2 weeks from now. But you have a chance to withdraw your name from NBA draft eligibility by May the 28th, it sounds like. The NBA Combine is May 7th through the 17th, or 10th through the 17th, I should say. So there's a lot of dates kind of jumbled in there for Malik Thomas to kind of see what he needs to do to get better. I've seen him mocked late first round, early second, depending on where you look. But this is not out of the normal. I'd be doing the exact same thing if I was in his shoes.
Smart.
Hey, coaches, GMs, execs, what do I need to do to get better to play where I want to play, which is at the next level? Okay, this. Okay, I can now make a better determination. Where are you going to draft me? Okay, here. I can now make a better determination if I need to come back for one more year in Arkansas or if I need to try my hand at the next level right out of the gate.
Also, you can assess a little more the other collegiate players that come out. Maybe the international field's a little bit more difficult to figure out because it truly is an international basketball draft these days. But are you going to be better the second time around in a process or the first? It's also a chance to, get one here. And maybe you find out, you know what? They think a lot more of me than, all of the information I've had to this point. So what is the drawback? What is the negative to going through this process now? You should. It's a smart move, as you said. So now I'm not surprised by this news, and we'll see how it pans out. Hope the best for him.
Yeah, well, and now it's in. I wonder if Cal has a good indication of whether he thinks Malik is going to go or not. They obviously have conversations, I would guess, about his decision and the one. And Cal's talked. I mean, Cal's talked openly. It's like, yeah, you need to leave. Not about Malik specifically, but he's talked about that with other players. Like, yeah, you don't need to come back to school. You need to go explore your dreams at the next level. Malik is not in Darius type top 5 potential. So there is growth and stuff. I think the deal with him is when you look at his skill set, prolific shooter, 48% from 3 in SEC play. Outstanding tandem. Now does he have a chance? And I know Jordan Smith's coming in, probably going to be one of the alphas of this basketball team, I would guess, just based on his accolades when he steps on campus. But does he want to be now the number 1 option on this basketball team? And there's potential. That doesn't mean if he comes back, he's going to be that. But there was no question who was the alpha on this basketball team next year. Is that appealing to him to showcase to everyone, hey, this is what it's like when I'm option A instead of option B? That's something he's going to build. And again, it's not set in stone that he's going to be that with not just Jordan Smith coming in, but the other transfers Cal's going to add. Because with DJ leaving, I would think they're going to add another veteran guard to the roster as well. Just something that, again, he's got to talk about with his family. Agents are involved. Cal's involved. The coaching staff is involved. And I'm curious when, again, May the 28th comes back, if he withdraws from the NBA draft eligibility process and comes back to school.
So what does that do to your transfer portal process? The uncertainty, the unknown. Where does that leave John Calipari and his staff, which, by the way, is an opening on his staff, figuring that out as well? How does that affect you and your decision-making on how you go about budgeting your money, spending your money? Because if Malik Thomas comes back, he's going to get a pretty penny
That's a good point.
for his services, whether at Arkansas or somewhere else. And I would assume Arkansas would be number 1. But you got to figure out how you're going to cut up the money you've got available. Well, Thomas is, it's a whole different picture if he's here versus not here.
And it's a sure commodity. You know what you're getting, if not a better player than what you had as a freshman, versus what looks good somewhere else and what worked at another school. But how does that mix? How does that match? You have if you're John Calipari, Coach Payne, Coach Flint, all the guys on on this campus, you have what his work ethic, you have what his teammates think about him and all that. That's all. So you don't get the secondhand talk from other coaches, other players, other people. So is that worth a little more from a value standpoint than it would be signing another player? Again, that's something they're all thinking about, talking about, and mulling over. And we've still got, again, it's like a month and a half till he has to make a firm decision whether he's coming back to campus or not.
All right, that's your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by the Arkansas State Police. Drunk driving and drug driving are the same thing. You're impaired, which means it's illegal in all 50 states, including Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. as well. Whether the drug is obtained legally, something you've been prescribed, or illegally, driving while drug impaired poses a threat to the driver, the vehicles in that car, and other road users as well. Arkansas law enforcement officials will be conducting a drug-impaired driving enforcement blitz. It's going to start April the 17th and run through the 20th. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DWI. This is an intensified effort by state police to crack down on drug-impaired driving, and officers will be stopping anyone under the suspicion of drug-impaired driving. Drug-impaired driving is a serious safety issue for drivers and law enforcement on Arkansas roadways. So the goal is to save lives. Arkansas law enforcement officers are putting all drivers on alert. Drug-impaired driving is against the law. And remember, if you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DWI. This message brought to you by the Arkansas State Police.
All right, so Arkansas was nowhere near the Pradco Pyramid of Power heading into last weekend in Tuscaloosa. Has that changed? Bruce Dan's not here, but he's given us his top 6. Tommy's got his, so let's go and get into it.
Who were the best baseball teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Just a little shakeup at the top. Georgia lost 2 of 3 to Florida over the past weekend. And, of course, they're coming in to play the Razorbacks next. Florida has really impressed as of late. I'm going to put Florida, who was down my list, and I know their record's not as good as Georgia's. I know at 9-6 in the league, they maybe leave a little bit to be desired in that department, but they're coming on strong. I've got Florida with 27 wins so far this year. They took 2 of 3, as we said, from Georgia. They get Auburn next. I've got Florida, number 1, in my Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Bruce still has Georgia on top. Still, I would guess, citing the 2-game lead despite losing this past weekend to the Gators.
Yeah, I've got Georgia number 2 in my Pradco Pyramid of Power. We mentioned the series loss, and of course we know Georgia has Arkansas next as well. I had Texas number 1 last week. They stumbled with losses to A&M, so I'm going to put A&M at number 3. At 27-7 and 9-5, A&M took down Texas. Game 3 did not play because of weather. LSU's next for A&M. No way to put Texas ahead of A&M in my book after the head-to-head, so I got A&M at number 3.
All right, he's got Texas at number 3,
okay,
and he's got A&M at 2.
All right, so and then I'll go with Texas at number 4 in my list, so we're just doing some flip-flopping there. Number 5 for me will be the Ole Miss Rebels. They have won 5 in a row and swept LSU this past weekend, so they play Tennessee next. Ole Miss is kind of right there with Arkansas in the standings, 8-7, right in that area. I've got Ole Miss at number 5.
I got a question on that. Did you see the viral video with the LSU fan that's walking out of the student section in Swayze with his wife?
Fantastic.
Gets a beer splashed on him.
Yes.
Okay. I have who's at fault? Is it the fan that is sitting near the drunken Ole Miss student section, drenched in or covered in LSU gear, or is it the kid that throws it? By the way,
the kid got what he get. Well, kid effed around and found out.
Well, you realize it was a different person, right? The fan hit the wrong kid. So there was some jawing and jeering probably that from that kid looking at the video. But one kid threw a beer at him, and he punched the wrong kid.
Well, should have been standing there. I mean, you can't do. I mean, that's a grown man. I mean, you can't. What I mean, I guess I didn't notice watching the video. He hit the wrong.
Yeah, he hit the wrong kid. That's what makes it funny.
That's because he had beer in his eyes. Couldn't see.
A 50-year-old grown man looking for trouble though in the opposing team student section.
Well, I mean, don't you have a right to sit somewhere without having a beer thrown on you?
You sure do. You sure do.
Where is the rule or the law that, hey, you sit out in the opposing team's student section, they have a right to throw beer on you?
He was getting escorted out anyway.
Yeah.
For his own actions.
So when they threw that beer, security rushed to that person, then he came over and he put him down. I mean, and then he was getting ready to really rough him up there. He got him on the ground. He was going to bulldog him, and then he got pulled off of that deal. So someone saved. Whoever that was on the ground was getting ready to get pummeled and got saved. So where were we? We were at number 5. We had Ole Miss at number 5. I've got the Razorbacks checking in. I did not have Arkansas in last week. It's amazing what a week's turnaround, but I can't go any higher than 6 right now. Just based on what we've seen, we got to have more than an aberration of one weekend. We got to have more consistency than what we saw, but I am very hopeful. The Hogs look like the Hogs again, at least in Alabama. That was an impressive sweep. It moves Alabama completely out of my top 6, and I got the Razorbacks in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I did get and I'm forgetting this guy's name. He's been a part of the staff for a while, but he was caught on the tail end of the video they just put out yesterday.
Today we played like the Hogs. You got that? Keep this going. Let's go.
And they do a good job of this in football and basketball. No, there's not a ton. There wasn't a ton of wins in football last year's too. But when they do a recap of the games and all the highlights, and you get the different camera views versus what you saw on ESPN or whatever channel that the games were on that day, and it's like the Arkansas perspective. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was about a 3-minute video, but I thought they did a really good job.
All right, so let me go back over my list here. I have got Florida number 1, Georgia number 2, A&M 3, Texas at number 4, Ole Miss 5, and the Razorbacks 6. Bruce has Georgia 1, A&M 2, Texas 3, Florida 4, Ole Miss 5, and we both agree the Razorbacks are at 6. Ty, where are we right? Where are we wrong?
I would put Arkansas inside the top 6. I personally don't think you can, even though Florida beat them head-to-head this weekend, Georgia's been the class of this league. I don't see them being anywhere but number 1, and hopefully Arkansas can knock them off. And maybe I'm also looking at it from the perspective that the Razorbacks can knock off the number 1 seed in the Pradco this weekend.
All right, water warming up out there. I know crappie fishing is really on a lot of people's agenda right now. Bobby Garland Baby Shad, the monkey milk, is the one you need to take along with you. You can find it at lurenet.com. Also, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, Walmart, and your favorite local tackle stores all over the place. Don't miss it. It's the monkey milk version of the Bobby Garland Baby Shad. Help you put them slabs, a big old crappie, in the freezer. That's the Bobby Garland Baby Shad made by Pradco.
All right, when we come back here on the Morning Rush, it's your hog update here on a Tuesday.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Yeah, when I was walking up 18, I was like, yeah, everything that I have worked for, this is it.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or the big game, it doesn't hurt to bring your favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next March Madness crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Cooper Bowser Slip. This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Do you love fireworks? What if you could get paid to shoot them? J&M Displays is looking for part-time fireworks shooters to help put on incredible shows across Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska. They'll provide free training, great daily pay, and a front row seat to some of the biggest fireworks shows of the region. And there's nothing like hearing the crowd cheer after a show you helped create. Ready to light up the night and your future? Go to jnmdisplays.com and click the Join the Team tab to get started today. J&M Displays, where the sky is the limit.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Buy now, get $100 off an Ego 56 volt trimmer and blower combo, or buy an Ego 56V Select Cut Walk behind mower and get a free battery, a $329 value. After instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Go Hog.
Well, I feel a guy that's a lot more confident than he's been, and he's laid off some borderline pitches, that have gotten him in trouble, in pitcher's count, so to speak. And yesterday, laid off a pitch here and there, and then when he gets the pitch that he can hit, he's hit it. He hasn't fouled it off, and that's the difference.
That's Stevie H talking about TJ Pompey, who's named the SEC Player of the Week. 6 RBIs and 4 home runs. Hit those 2 eighth-inning home runs, and Arkansas, again, took it to the Alabama Crimson Tide. This guy, though, is struggling a little bit, guys, and he's sitting over 300 in conference play.
Again, we talk about hitting their stride tonight. You go to Little Rock, which is going to be a packed house. What's that thing hold? 8,000-9,000? I know I cram full. It's not quite what you have because you don't have all the outfield seating and the new stuff we've added down the right field line, but it'll be shoulder to shoulder in there for the one time of the year the Razorbacks go down there, and be a great atmosphere tonight. So get back, and then it's a Thursday start, by the way, if you haven't looked at the schedule with Georgia this week. So quick turnaround after tonight's game.
Yep, 6 o'clock. We'll have it for you on most of these ESPN Arkansas stations. A couple big basketball stories we've already gotten to this morning. Cooper Bowser has committed to the Razorbacks. Furman Paladin. Seems like in the last 24 to 48 hours, it's turned around pretty quickly. He's probably been communicating with Cal and Co., but it's all a report on Hog Sports and Whole Hog Sports about that. And then also Malik Thomas is entering the NBA draft process while still maintaining his collegiate eligibility. So he's got about a month and a half to figure that out. Taylor Green, according to Tom Pelissero, Taylor Green's got a visit with the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Cowboys have already happened. So Jerry Jones, who's the Ravens coach now? That's not Harbaugh. Why am I blanking on that? Anyone?
Don't ask me.
No.
It's a young guy they hired,
okay.
I think.
I forget who they hired, but that's apparently been happening. We could talk more with Tom Murphy about this. Jalen Brown has been kicked off the Razorback football team. Arkansas wide receiver. Want to get his thoughts on that. And then Carter Knox is visiting Louisville today, according to 24/7 Sports. So
saw DJ Wagner visiting Villanova as well.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't see DJ Villanova. I hadn't seen that just yet.
Interesting.
That's kind of a roundabout hog update. Is it weird that we have two main basketball stories in the midst of spring football and baseball that I feel like a lot of people are kind of latching onto over anything else?
I think the portal is probably, for a lot of fans right now, if it's not story one, it's story 1A. And I just think it's interesting because you got Malik Thomas declaring for the draft, but maintaining eligibility, and keeping his options open. What do you do with your budget? How do you manage this roster if you're John Calipari and this staff? Because the money he'll demand as a player versus other options you might have, he may equal the money that two players could get you out of the portal right now. So I think it's interesting in how, with the timeline and going into late May, what do you do if you're Calipari? Because is Thomas the kind of player you leave a seat at the table open for? I would say so. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this becomes the challenge that John Calipari and all coaches that have players of this caliber have to manage right now.
Thank you, John. Jesse Minter, the former Michigan defensive coordinator and Harbaugh's old DC. I couldn't
right
remember.
On the tip of your tongue, right?
I could not remember that. All right, that is your hog update here on a Tuesday.
And it is brought to you by the Inn at the Mill. That's where we stay when we need a place to bed down in Northwest Arkansas, whether we're there for business or just need a weekend getaway. The Inn at the Mill is conveniently located just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. That's exit 69, and they'll take care of everything you need. Big oversized suites, easy on and off access there to I-49, and a great breakfast to start the day as well. 479-443-1800 is their number. 443-1800 or online at inatthemill.com.
All right, well, we'll talk about this Diane Orsini and Mike Brable stuff coming up in just a bit. Evidently, he is skipping a pre-press conference because I guess he's worried about being asked that question.
Because he's telling his wife, it's AI. It's AI, honey.
I guess.
Wasn't me.
That's a convoluted situation, to say the least. We can discuss that. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up as well. But for now, we talked to our buddy David Rath with Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi. David, I know it's April. As of tomorrow, the taxes are due. Hopefully, we're all getting refunds. And I know you got a lot of new car specials that people can be making some down payments on with the money they're getting back.
I'm hoping everybody's getting refunds. I think a lot of I'm really hoping.
Yeah, I don't know what world Ty's living in, but I'm trying to minimize the damage.
I understand. No, we got a lot of good stuff going on up here, y'all. I was looking at it, and I think I've got my best new car inventory I've ever had. I bought a bunch over the last month or so, kind of getting ready for spring and summer and road trip season and all that stuff. Everybody's kind of feeling that little bit of gas price pinch, I guess. And Mitsubishi's got some good options on that. I mean, we've got some excellent incentives, but probably the best incentives we have are on our hybrid Outlanders. And, I mean, they're still doing 0% for 72 months on those. And they extended that on the hybrids. And 62 mile per gallon combined between the gas and electric side of that. So, there's a third row. There's room for everybody to go on a trip, and you're going to save a ton of money on fuel, and you might not pay any interest in the process. I mean, that's pretty solid. And on the other end of it, I've got a big special going on in these Outlander Sports. Got those marked down. Those are starting at just $24,900. So, I mean, that's a brand new car, 10-year warranty for under $25,000. That's pretty wild. That's used car money anymore, man. That's a really good way to go either way.
Again, a lot of new car specials. Rath Auto Resources, Rath Mitsubishi, always the place you can stop for the Mighty Key Car Care Center as well. David, I know you got a lot to do, so get to it, man.
Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, when we return here on the Morning Rush, daily question. Curious what Tommy has corked up for us today. As we continue on this Tuesday edition, again, we'll get to that story, plus talk about this baseball team heading to North Little Rock for this game against UAPB.
Hey, Hog fans, Phil Elson here for Bath Makeover of Arkansas, and they're looking for 50 homes to participate in their Spring into Savings event. 50 homeowners will receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics, and they want to evaluate their exciting new product lines in real bathroom conditions, including revolutionary laser etched shower wall systems. You'll be compensated for your time just to determine if their exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. The first 50 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH will receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts. Receive a $200 gas card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH to receive a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or the big game, it doesn't hurt to bring your favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next March Madness crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Heard a little chatter coming out of their dugout early, but it slowed down a little bit.
This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes are going to people's heads. Because once they've indulged in the mainstays of the $5 box, the decadence of the $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box with its monumental triple-double crunch wrap, they start expecting everything to be as Lutz. Don't let the Lutz go to your head.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman.
That's why we're waiting.
Let's go. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
So what's next of your John Calipari? You go and get a 6'11" guy from Furman. What do you do next? How else are you managing this portal situation? Malik Thomas puts his name in the draft, might come back, might not. I mean, you've got a pretty decent amount of money, but you don't have, it's not an endless pile of cash to spend in the portal. We kind of kicked this around earlier. What's your next move of your John Calipari? What are you looking for next to put this puzzle together?
You need some girth. You need some.
Well, you got to have some guards too.
Well, you've got. It depends on, and again, you're debating if Malik Thomas is coming back or not. Maybe.
Well, let's say he's not.
Okay, yeah.
And we just talked about Wagner's gone. So now what?
I would put Bill, if I was in his shoes.
Do what, Colton?
Sorry, no. If you have no Malik, that means you need to get a shooter, a real shooter.
I mean, you got to manage and you give him plan for A and B. And you can't have just Thomas.
Are you asking for a specific name?
No, I'm just. What's your strategy?
I would still go big first.
Okay. I think those are going to be the most expensive players, the elite fives, because there's just not very many of them. I mean, God made a lot of great basketball players. He didn't make a lot of them at 6'11".
Well, you have to have the combination, right? Like Michigan wins, and I know Elliot Cadeau isn't just like an all-American. I guess he's kind of that mold, but like they had elite big men. They paid for Lindenborg, and then they had good guard play, and then they had Burnett, who's been in college basketball with Tech, Bama, and now at Michigan. Seems like 6 years. So you have to have both. Arkansas had the guard play this year to win a national championship. You did not have the necessary big men.
You weren't close on that.
And the year before, you were just a defensive, gritty team that found a way to win a game against Kansas and a game against St. John's. That team was going to get demolished by Florida in that next game if they had beaten Texas Tech. That was not going to be a game. Clayton Jr. would have eaten us alive. But if you have the combination that you need this year, you got to go first. That's where I would go. But again, I'm not the Hall of Fame coach, and I'm not the one that is figuring out the finances.
I think I would also try and target a big as well, if that's what you're looking for, because like you said, Tommy, those are going to be the ones that fetch the highest price, and that's part of the reason why you lost out on the Santos Cyril sweepstakes is because of the fact that he was fetching, $4 million, which is probably a little bit overpaid down there in Coral Gables from the Miami Hurricanes, who ended up retaining his services. But when I watched from Cooper Bowser on the highlight tape this morning was about 40 minutes or so, and it was mostly scoring and not a lot of defense. So you have a more offensive-minded big, not truly a back-to-the-basket guy that's going to give you, the man of 10,000 moves like Kevin McHale and just, hook shot after hook shot and all those great fakes, but more of like what we see from Trevin Brazile and Malik Ewan, catching a lot of lobs, getting in good positions. I'm with Utah. You need some girth, but it needs to be defensively a defensive-minded big as well. One that's able to, get a lot of blocks, secure a lot of rebounds as well. That would be beneficial for your team because that's what you're missing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think you while you're looking for fives, and everyone in the country is looking for that big-bodied back to the basket, put a butt on somebody five. You got to have guards. You got to have ones and twos. You got to have someone that can handle it, someone that can defend. I mean, you got Billy Richmond, but he's not your point guard. He's not handling the ball. He can defend the other team's best shooter. You better find someone that can shoot the ball, because right now, if Thomas goes NBA and doesn't come back, your offense is centered around who? Well, as of today, it'd be Billy Richmond, right?
No, it's Jordan Smith.
Well, the kid hadn't taken a dribble.
Neither did
I mean, what do you mean?
The offense yes, it will be around Jordan Smith.
Well, I mean, you might be right, but I can't sit here and say that. But, I mean, to me, Billy Richmond's the guy that I'm going to run things through as of today, knowing what you got. Now, the roster isn't complete, but, that's a bit concerning, at this point. I hope you're right about Jordan Smith, but that's an unknown still at this point.
There's and not to say that he's just an automatic guy that will pan out, but there's 10 instances where you didn't know about the freshman kid coming on campus until Cal got him there, and that's who they ran the offense through every year. So that's not, like, for a different coach, that might be kind of unknown. It might be scary. It's not here in Fayetteville because there's countless examples you could point to. Again, they're all not surefires, but if you told me right now, and that's fair, like, he's not on campus yet. He was just at the Nike Hoop Summit. Billy is, but yeah, I would bet that the offense is going to run through George Smith prior to them getting a veteran guard or Malik.
He needs more around him, because I understand Acuff this year, but I'm not expecting any of these three freshmen to come in and be at the level that Acuff was.
JJ's going to be like the Billy freshman mold, really good defender, 6'7", lanky, gets after it both ways, cutter, stuff like that. Abdur's maybe gained the most attention of anyone in this class just with his athleticism, what he's been able to do on the big stage. And then Jordan continues to just he can't shoot it like Darius, but he can get to the rim.
We see the play out again this year. You're just not likely to go to the Final Four with teams centered around freshmen. You're just not, It's a 22, 23, 24-year-olds game anymore.
So are we just going to keep going through this cycle until Cal retires? Probably.
Well, it's it's not like there's 15 guys on the team. You're going to play 9 or 10 maybe. You hope, 3 of them will be freshmen. I mean, it's not about I don't have a problem with the 3 freshmen. How good are the other 6 or 7 guys? Because you're going to win with those 6 or 7 guys. And you're going to win with 2 or 3 of them that are, grown men with beards. That's just what we saw again this year.
So then my question, I asked this last week, and you said, well, Cal will adapt and change. My question would be, if we're not seeing that in
I think he has. Because he used to bring in 7 freshmen. Well, he doesn't anymore. Now, wasn't here he did that, but at Kentucky, that's what he did.
Shouldn't that be limited to like 1, maybe 2? If we're talking with the roster size that he's shrinking, right? Where if your composite is 9 guys.
You can pay a freshman a lot less.
And that's true. But if your composite is 9 guys, which is what it's been really the last 2 years, a third of your team is freshmen. And I know that shrinks from that 5.
Do you have the money? Does Arkansas have the money to? We're comparing it to Michigan, to Arizona, and the team. I don't know if Illinois is necessarily the comparison, but how much different would Arkansas's team have been if the brother had transferred to Arkansas instead of Big Z transferring to Illinois? How much different would our conversations be at this point? So,
I'll take Thomas Love, all 7-1 of him.
Yeah, so. All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Question, and it's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
All right, number one place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. Congratulations to Sean Nicholas, who won the Masters Invitational. I was texting Christian and Nate this morning. They've got their spring league coming up here in about 2 weeks. So if you're interested in that, go to cartpathsocial.com. You can call them as well. It's always BYOB at Cart Path Social. Bring your own food, drinks. You can do that at Cart Path. You don't have to pay outrageous prices. Host an event. Do it all. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. That's cartpathsocial.com. All right, so we didn't get to this last week. The Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini. Do you call it a scandal?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's no. They're suspicious photos. I don't know that I would call them scandalous photos at this point, but there's some explaining to do to their spouses, right? Mm-hmm. What are you doing in Sedona, and what are you doing with this guy or gal?
And he skipped his pre-draft typical media session today. There's I
wouldn't
see
know.
no.
You know, you think they're going to ask any draft questions?
Well, how do you? I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't know how in the hell there is anything that is just above board in this situation. Can you find any logical explanation that those two would be at what's characterized as a romantic resort and that there is no unethical or immoral things going on?
I agree. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to explain this to Laura.
No. That's why, like, if you're in that situation, I don't know how.
If it was a coworker, someone that you work with regularly and spend, that would be. But this isn't a coworker. This is someone in the media. I mean, I'm stretching it there, but I mean, I can see where we would have a company outing, or we would be going to on a convention or something, and you might be poolside with someone you work with of the opposite sex that you work with. She doesn't work in the Patriots organization. What are you doing together in Sedona? Have you ever been to Sedona? Lovely
really
place.
Nice. You love it.
I
right?
love Sedona. Been there a few times. Love to have, I'd love to summer in Sedona. I don't know how you explain it.
I don't think they're. Colton, do you have any thoughts on that?
It violates what a professional relationship should be between a head coach and a supposed reporter. And now both of these people have shown on camera they have good senses of humor. But at the same time, like you said, you could be in a position where you're at a company retreat at opposite sex, and there's a person there in a scantily clad bikini, but you can't hold hands with them and look longingly into their eyes.
I mean, we all work with half our staff is of the opposite gender, opposite sex. I mean, I could see where we might be at a convention somewhere, and you go to the pool. I mean, I could see that.
And you know what the extent
but I don't
of
see us holding hands.
You know what the extent of that is? It's a side hug, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's the extent of my relationship with any of my female
minimal
coworkers.
flesh-on-flesh
And
contact.
let me also say this: people want to blame,
but I don't know how you explain this. Well, she doesn't, doesn't even work. I don't know. I'll say this: his career will move on as a head coach. Her career, I think, is on thin ice because she has no credibility with anyone in the NFL now.
The Athletic is thought to be this incredible, and I don't want to diminish a lot of great writers that work for them, but it's thought to be highly journalistic integrity, highly thought of by a lot of different people. They can be snobbish at times, but
paywall.
And you've got her as like the head of the NFL coverage of that. That's gone. And let me also say this: not that she's not at fault, but I'm putting this more at the feet of him. You're the coach in power. You're the one in this situation. Yeah. I know they're both married, but people want to just pile on her. I'm putting this more on him.
She does make a big appearance on a lot of shows and trash her husband all the time.
I'm not telling you she's a good person, but if you told me you got to pick one who's more to blame in this situation, that's at the feet of Mike Vrabel.
Okay, but as I've said before many times, in these types of situations, it's undefeated and untied.
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about what Diana Rossini really brings to the table in Mike Vrabel's mind. Undefeated and untied. And
you don't want to go into a read after that.
That is the bottom line on this situation.
Tom Murphy's going to join us coming up. Maybe we'll get his thoughts on that and more. Stay with us. Hour 2's next.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or the big game, it doesn't hurt to bring your favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next March Madness crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Hey Hog fans, Phil Elson here for Bath Makeover of Arkansas, and they're looking for 50 homes to participate in their Spring into Savings event. 50 homeowners will receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics, and they want to evaluate their exciting new product lines in real bathroom conditions, including revolutionary laser etched shower wall systems. You'll be compensated for your time just to determine if their exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. The first 50 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH will receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts. Receive a $200 gas card with purchase and call Bath Makeover of Arkansas at 1-800-NEW-BATH to receive a $50 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's Kubota Orange Day sales event at Gray Brothers in Fort Smith and Poto. Whenever you're ready, we're ready with Kubota equipment in stock. Hay equipment to zero-turn mowers and Kubota tractors. From the small subcompact DX up to the large Kubota M7 cab tractor and everything in between. Why wait? When at Gray Brothers, it's in stock and on sale. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a limit.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to the welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Since 1974, the folks in the River Valley have trusted West Ark Yamaha in Fort Smith for quality and service you just can't find at those big box stores. Now expanding into zero-turn mowers, West Ark Yamaha carries Bobcat, a high-quality commercial mower built to perform, and World Lawn, the best value in zero-turn mowers. Plus, they stock Husqvarna chainsaws and Red Max blowers and trimmers. West Ark Yamaha services what they sell. Right now, get 0% financing on all mowers. West Ark Yamaha, serving Fort Smith since 1974.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we may see just a few isolated showers or storms across the north. Otherwise, partly to mostly sunny sky. High temperatures today in the low to mid 80s. Best chance of a few showers or thunderstorms will be across the north again tonight. And overnight low will drop down upper 60s north, low 60s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3. ERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
Boy, nice ball movement and one for Bowser. Bowser puts a shoulder into Adebisi. Bowser outside to Smith. They'll work a pick and roll. They've got it inside. Nice move by Bowser. And he connects. Smith beats Bowser. Bowser leads in. Garrett Heen to Cooper Bowser. Bowser, power dribble inside. Cooper Bowser in the high post. Cooper Bowser's. But Smith, ever dangerous. What a lob to Bowser. And that's a highlight. Mullins catching 2-3. It's no good. UConn keeps it alive. Cooper Bowser. Smith. Floater. With the delivery.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios,
Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, it's hour number 2 of the Morning Rush. News before our show this morning. Cooper Bowser, the Furman Paladins, has come and committed to the Arkansas Razorback basketball team. Got about a week left of the transfer portal before it closes. Now, for distinction, just because it closes doesn't mean you can't exit. Just can't enter anymore. So a lot of names that are still in the portal that will find their new destinations. And as you brought up yesterday, some that think they're going one place and not going to be in a better situation than they thought.
The music will stop, and there won't be any seats left at the at the adult table. It'll be all at the kids' table, making less money. So there will be more and more, I think, kids going back to the place they came from after dipping a toe in the water, and maybe making less money at the same school they were at before. It'll be interesting to see how some of this plays out. Morning Rush here. It's 10:02. We're brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina. The best Tex-Mex and even better service is always at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. It's Taco Tuesday today. Every day at Joe's, they're there making fresh, made-from-scratch salsas. They've added a couple of new ones. One's a little bit spicier, got a little more heat to it than their traditional salsa. They got fresh queso dip and guacamole to start your meal with those crispy, warm chips, plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and a whole lot more. And again, $1 tacos today on Taco Tuesday. So make your experience one that you will not forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
I still haven't had the hot salsa there yet.
It's good. It won't burn you out. It's got good flavor to it.
Good mix of stuff.
Yeah. I like a little bit of heat, but not so much that it, ruins everything else. It's perfect in that regard.
Other notable basketball news: Malik Thomas is entering the NBA draft while maintaining his eligibility. Do you think Malik typed this response out himself or AI did? I feel like that every single social post that I see nowadays is AI, and that's not a shot at Malik. I just feel like that's the case now. People type in whether it's apologies or leaving for the transfer portal or everyone else. It's like, hey, will you write this exit interview, or will you write this for me real quick. They shove it in the system and it comes back out.
How much do you use AI for writing things?
Weekly.
I was for a while. I've fallen out off that wagon a little bit.
Why is that?
Because it doesn't challenge you. I mean, maybe you run something through and get some initial ideas, but
it's never when I
mean, but I just don't think it ever captures what I'm really thinking or trying to say. I try to write what I'm wanting to say or what my thoughts are and then let it polish it up perhaps, and then I'll polish it again. But I'm not sure how much of a time saver it can be even.
Oh, I think it's...
If you have a creative thought or an intelligent thought to begin with, you ought to be able to bust it out yourself.
I usually, to your point, I usually put in an idea, let it come up with something, and then I make changes. And
I use it when I have no idea at all. I don't even know where to begin with this.
And then you go,
here's what I need. I don't know where to start. That's when I use AI. I pretty well can, beat it out myself if I know exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. It's when you have no creative thought or no idea that AI can bail you out. So,
well, whatchamacallit, Tom Murphy, I think, is going to join us in just a bit. I know he's probably getting ready for this baseball game and stuff tonight.
And football practice.
Yeah, so. There always seems to be something going on.
We're 11 days from the spring game, from the red-white game.
Next Saturday. Yeah. All right, let's talk to our friend Tom Murphy here on the Board and Rush.
And?
Disappear.
There. We got something called beef. B-E-E-F.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Tom.
All right, Tom, we were talking about notable basketball news before you came on. We'll ask you a few things surrounding the latest commitment of Malik Thomas, but I do want to start from the big football story from over the weekend. Jaylen Brown's arrest from Friday and his dismissal from the team that's reported by you guys and multiple other outlets. What did you make of one of the first, I guess, bigger personnel decisions that Ryan Silverfield has had to make with one of his players here early on in spring?
Well, it was very, very decisive, and we haven't had a chance to talk to him about it yet. And whether, say, for instance, Jaylen was on a no-tolerance situation or just what, given his past, or if that's his standard, player discipline deal. So we'll have to see on that. But it was a swift move, and it kind of showed no latitude, for him. I mean, he'd had 1 year ago in April, he had the arrest down at Florida State that got him booted from the team. So hate it for the kid, but these are life lessons. And, on Thursday, so the day before this happened, they throw a screen pass to him. This is a team period, and I think it might have been the fourth down period. I can't remember. But, everybody in front of him is blocking and trying to do their job, and the ball gets to him, and he drops it. And it's the kind of play that if you make in a game, you just cost yourself who knows how many yards. If it's blocked up well, could be a touchdown. So anyway, I hate to, just say there's a parallel here, but he didn't make the play, and now he'll have to find another team. And I guess he can't go in the portal. I really don't know what rules apply now for him.
Yep. So I think it's also worth pointing out Ryan Silverfield hasn't had a long list of disciplinary issues to deal with, so it's kind of his chance to draw his first line in the sand, if you will, and make it known that, hey, this is the type of behavior that will not be tolerated. It also sends a message to everyone else on the team that, hey, head coach, he ain't playing around.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a message. And, I mean, it wasn't we're going to put him on probation or we're going to wait and see. It was done, and it's over. And I don't know about if his situation merited a zero tolerance, one more strike, you're out kind of deal, and someone else might have more latitude. I'm not sure about that, but it certainly sends a message.
Yeah.
To a guy who was productive for you last year.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. This wasn't someone that rarely saw playing time. So, where do you go from here, and how do you fill that spot? In such an important team position, catching the football.
Right. Well, as I've been writing, he wasn't working with the ones, and who knows if he could have played his way up to that. But I think look, they don't have what you call a true burner unless somehow Jelani Watkins decides he's going to come over, and we don't know how that's going to work out, the sprinter. But I think with C.J. Brown leading the pack kind of, and then you got C.C., and you got Chris Marshall, and you got the Memphis transfer, Jamari, and then Donovan Fofel. I think you've got kind of a top 5, in Crutchfield, a top 6. And so you've got some guys to work with, and then you got some X factors like Antonio Jordan. If he really comes along and gets the playbook and becomes a dependable guy, he can be another. And I probably, Monte Harrison, when he comes back from injury, that's 8 guys right there. So I think they're going to have enough firepower at the position to withstand it.
Talking with Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas, Democrat Gazette. Staying on football, but I want to go to the pros. What about BA signing with the Giants? Been around like a decade, Tom. Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart, and Brandon Allen in the Giants quarterback room. He just keeps on playing in the NFL just as a backup, as a steady guy in that locker room, doesn't he?
I think it goes to show you that a guy who's dedicated to what he's doing, who general managers and coaches see value from him, and the fact that the times he's gotten on the field, he's been able to produce. It hasn't been the kind of superlative type showings that, this guy could be a starter, but if you need him, and I just think it's a steady Eddie deal, and I'm so happy for him that he's done this in his career. I can't remember how many teams this is now. I know Rams and Jags and Broncos, Titans. He's been with a few, and certainly he set himself up for his future with his NFL pension.
Yeah, I think it's coach's son, high football IQ, can make the room better, even if he's not the one taking first-team snaps, can make those in the room around him better as they prepare week to week. And I think it's just a lifelong, progression of having football at the dinner table, football at work, football at school, football. I just think he brings a lot to the table that's, from a football smarts standpoint.
Oh, absolutely. And it's great points. And I am blessed to be able to see Bobby Allen from time to time and talk about Brandon. And, they gather up and go see him in Nashville where they did last year. And I'm sure they'll do the same thing, but they're proud of him, and for every reason they should be. And absolutely right. Coach's son shows up on time, has the right attitude about everything he's doing, and there's great value in that. Can add things in the QB room, things he's seen over the years to help younger guys like Dart. And then, honestly, Winston's been doing this a while too, so a good influence for both of those guys by Brandon.
Tom, I mentioned the 2 big notable basketball. Malik Thomas announcing yesterday he's going to be entering the draft eligibility process, maintaining his college eligibility, and they just got a commitment from Cooper Bowser of Furman this morning. I know, excuse me, a ton of time to react to that in real time, but just your thoughts on the big news involving Arkansas basketball.
Well, obviously no real surprise on Malik. It's probably a good call for him. He'll get to show, some of his talent in camps and stuff, and we'll be able to see where NBA general managers think of his slot in the draft, and if he's gotten enough good intel on that he thinks he can be a first round, it might be in his best interest to come out. It's a very deep draft. If he stays with Cal another year, certainly he could improve his scoring average with, not having Darius Acuff on the team. And so we'll see how that one transpires. But with Bowser, a guy who's, got it's just the kind of guy we've talked about in these last several weeks that Arkansas needs to add in the portal, because you're losing Pringle. Who knows what will happen with Ewan, but a guy who can be a bruising rebounder, a guy you can throw low post passes to, has some moves, and certainly can clean up around the rim and protect the rim and all that kind of stuff. Plus, he's got the name of Bowser, who my kids are just going to love it, because he could be the boss of a level on Nintendo somewhere and could be very formidable.
Very much true. All right, Thursday begins. Tonight there's a baseball game against UAPB down in Little Rock at Dickey Stevens. Thursday begins a series with Georgia Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tom, this seems like a pivotal moment again in the season for the baseball team after a Tuscaloosa turnaround with a sweep of Alabama. All seems possible again with Dave Van Horn's crew.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we tried to keep up the whole. They know what they're doing. Give them a chance. There's enough talent on this roster. If they push the right buttons, it can happen. Now, are people wholeheartedly believing they're going to, dominate the rest of the year? I'm not sure. But to think that 1 week ago that you'd be able to say, heading into this Georgia weekend, they would be within 3 games of the lead. So if you sweep Georgia, ostensibly you could be right there near the very top, would be astounding. And what they've got to be careful of was Bama was riding high, 18-game home winning streak and all, and they come in and smack that down. They can't rest on their laurels. I mean, they've still got to get Aloy's still got to make contact, not strike out as much, get some hits. Kojal's got to still keep delivering. Pompey, he had a Player of the Week type week, and he earned that, but he's got to keep it up. And then Helfrich, he didn't hit a ton, but he was instrumental in some of their key rallies against Bama. They made the move on the pitching staff. It worked out. They got 2 usages out of both Gackle and big boy Ethan McIlvain at the end of the bullpen. And so the weekend worked out. Even though it wasn't a great start out of Cole Gibler, it was a learning start. So you keep him in the rotation. And then Colin Fisher, he gets a win in game 2 when he's being displaced from his role. So it was all like a very positive momentum type weekend for Arkansas.
And you mentioned the pitching rotation. Fisher getting the start tonight. Is, in your opinion, Tom, is he still getting that just in case? Because I think he was like 4th or 5th in the rotation last year. Are they still maybe starting him some midweek, so in case that comes up in the postseason, he still has some familiarity in the starting role?
Yeah, I mean, as they say, he's stretched out to be a starter. So give him another, hopefully, potentially confidence-building outing. And who knows, if he goes 3 or 4, say they have a handy lead, he could turn around and start the Saturday game against Georgia, maybe. Or you could go with Tate McGuire again. See, that was confidence-building enough for McGuire that you could put him back in. So they've got a lot of options now. A lot of guys in the bull. And Parker Coyle, I should mention, got two appearances as well. So, in other words, now they know those guys can go twice if needed. And McIlvain was much more effective with his second outing. And so, a lot of good positives for Arkansas and alternatives with the starting rotation. I mean, you could ostensibly go back to Gackle, even though his numbers have certainly been better as a reliever.
And I wonder, you brought up some of the guys that are hitting a lot better that they do. How do you get Camden Kojal going, Tom? Because he's not the same player we saw last year in SEC play.
Right, he hit much better in SEC play, but that was a good weekend for him. He had extra base hits. He had the home run that pulled them within 3-2 in whichever game that was, maybe game 1 before the big explosion. He was right in the middle of all that 8th inning action, so he's probably in a good frame of mind right now, seeing the ball better, et cetera. Robinette's the one they got to get going because basically Rudenbar and Christian Turner New's got to get going as well. He did not have a big weekend, but yet he got on base a couple of times. I think he scored a run in one of the big innings too. So, I would say New and Robinette are the two that if you can kind of get them back on track, then you're starting to put together a deeper lineup. And we haven't mentioned Nolan Susie. He had a really good weekend defensively, and he was one of those middle-of-the-order guys. And so his confidence got to be strong right now as well.
Yeah. Tom, when you look at it, it seemed like a week or two ago, possibly even making the tournament seemed in doubt. Now it seems like you might be back in the conversation if you have a good weekend against Georgia, knowing you still have Missouri coming up who struggled. You've got Ole Miss and Oklahoma at home, and they've been teams that have been similar to Arkansas on record. Seems like you could be back in the conversation for possibly hosting a regional again.
Well, yeah, it depends on what you do with your last 15 games. And as Dave pointed out, the reason their RPI was in the 50s like it was going to Bama was that they had dropped some midweek games. They'd lost 2 out of 4 to Stetson, a weekend series. You need to go 3 or 4 wins, but they didn't. They lost games to Arkansas State and UT Arlington along the way, and that's why their RPI was what it is. And so, they still have a road series at Texas. It's going to be difficult, but if you go 9-6, 8-7, maybe even, you're probably in the conversation at the back end of the host situation. But it's been a remarkable turnaround, and certainly if they win against Georgia, their RPI right now is in the 30s. Based on the big weekend in Tuscaloosa, you win a series against Georgia, it might creep up into the 20s. Who knows?
I feel like it's a little different from net. I feel like you got to win like 5 games before your net actually moves a lot. And the RPI, like you said, flipped really quick, and it could flip just after 2 weekends. Tom, we'll leave it there. Good stuff as always, brother. We'll chat more about this Georgia series Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and get some thoughts on that on Thursday with you, okay?
Outstanding. Yeah, sounds good. See y'all.
All right, Tom Murphy with us on Tuesdays. It is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it never hurts to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish with you. Together we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com. This brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council and courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com.
Since we ended on baseball, let's go back. It's 18 years. Colin kind of set up what we were talking about. I say what Tommy and Co. were talking about 18 years ago with the baseball team.
This is from April 23rd of 2008. And so 2008 was not a very extremely successful year for the Razorbacks, but they were in similar positions. There were some of the similar parallels that we're seeing this year. You mentioned Camden Kojal, maybe needing to get him going at the plate. He's an older guy that has a lot of experience. And so back 18 years ago, around this same time, the team was struggling, trying to get themselves ready for a potential postseason run, unsure of what may happen. And DVH had this to say about some of the older guys stepping up on time.
When I speak of time, gentlemen, I'm referring to the fourth dimension.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Do you know anything about time travel?
Time is always against us. These are the circuits of history, gentlemen. They'll take us to any point in time we wish.
It's time for the Morning Rush Rewind on Time Travel Tuesday.
I mean, it's the older kids that need to really step it up and take over and deliver. And it hasn't happened a lot this year. It's been the new guys, the JC transfers, and the freshmen, to be honest with you.
That does
Junior college transfers. When's the last time we've uttered those words in any sport? Junior college transfer. Remember when that was a big deal in football? We talked about the JUCO guys who'd come in for after 2 years. How maybe you get a few of those guys on your defensive line. Talking about this, with Dave and JUCO's just unheard of anymore because you go to the portal, right? It's a law. It's a lost. It's a lost. It's just something we don't talk about anymore.
When's the last time we talked about Last Chance U, which used to be very viable, very not that it isn't now.
It's a lost category, I guess, is what I was trying to come up with the right way to describe it.
Well, I mean, you think about notable, like probably the most notable JUCO football-wise last 20 years. Who's the most notable JUCO guy? Blinn, Texas.
Cam
Newton.
Yeah.
I was talking about at Arkansas.
But now you just go school to school. It used to be, kid's got to figure it out. He's going to go JUCO grades or whatever. Now it's like, no, we'll figure out the transcripts. You just
grades.
You just come straight here. We'll figure it out. So yeah, it's definitely changed a little bit. That is it is odd. As good as Camden Kojal was for this team, and we mentioned like him and Ryder's been really good, not just hitting the baseball at times, but defensively. You like what you've seen from TJ Pompey getting it going. But it's been odd to see him struggle. I hope it doesn't last. I hope the back half of SEC play is a lot more successful from him, but just not. Might be hitting under 200 in SEC play. I need to go back and look at that, but it's not. It's weird. It's just weird to see him like that. Hopefully, it's just a rut he can get out of.
It's almost like we're going to forget the first half of this season. It's only going to matter what happens in the last half of SEC play. And the games that are left. All right, Time Travel Tuesday brought to you by our friends at Modular Orange. If you're running a small business and relying on a DIY website or just you think Facebook's your website, well, it could be costing you customers, which is costing you a lot more money than what you think you're saving on your website. That's where Modular Orange comes in. They're a local Fayetteville company that builds professional websites for business owners across our state. Just $95 a month, they'll write, design, host, and maintain your website with no upfront cost. And if something needs updating, their team handles it for you. Plus, with the rise of AI search tools like ChatGPT, we were just talking about AI a minute ago. You want a website that actually looks like your business and will help you get recommended online. And Modular Orange can help do that for you. Get a polished website built to last in just 2 to 3 weeks with Modular Orange. 479-755-3043. 755-3043 or visit modularorange.com.
All right, well, when we come back, SEC update. We'll get to some text as well here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Plus, we've got a call. Stay with us. We continue on a Time Travel Tuesday next.
Lewis Automotive, celebrating over 80 years since 1946. No pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The challenge is over, but the deals aren't. Come take advantage of the thank you events only at Lewis Automotive.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
TJ swings and belts it way back into left field. And there it goes. His second home run of the series. It's 10-4.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground. Priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you love fireworks? What if you could get paid to shoot them? J&M Displays is looking for part-time fireworks shooters to help put on incredible shows across Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska. They'll provide free training, great daily pay, and a front row seat to some of the biggest fireworks shows of the region. And there's nothing like hearing the crowd cheer after a show you helped create. Ready to light up the night and your future? Go to jnmdisplays.com and click the Join the Team tab to get started today. J&M Displays, where the sky is the limit.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Dave and the crew at Eastside Liquor have everything you need. Right now, they have up to 50% off on special markdowns and on-sale items throughout the store that they don't want to transport. And don't forget about their new location coming soon. 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith with a convenient drive-thru. Give them a call at 479-452-7311. Eastside Liquor, everyday low prices on beer, wine, spirits, and cigars.
It's Kubota Orange Day sales event at Gray Brothers in Fort Smith and Poto. Whenever you're ready, we're ready with Kubota equipment in stock. Hay equipment to zero-turn mowers and Kubota tractors, from the small subcompact DX up to the large Kubota M7 cab tractor and everything in between. Why wait? When at Gray Brothers, it's in stock and on sale. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a limit.
Brew Pig Suey is coming back to Baum Walker Stadium this spring. The annual Arkansas Razorbacks Brew Pig Suey Beer Festival makes its triumphant return to Razorback baseball on Saturday, April 18th and Saturday, May 2nd. There will be 25-plus brewery, local food trucks, and a live DJ that'll highlight this festive event. Pre-game festival passes are just $30 and come with a tasting cup and unlimited pours. Secure yours today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
That should help us a lot. I don't even know where we were. I heard we were in the 50s. I tried not to look at it. I was trying to keep my head down and try to figure out how to win a game. I imagine we probably jumped 20 points, I would guess, somewhere in there.
Well, they jumped from 58 to now 35, something like that. I think DBH was on the money on that one. That's where Arkansas is in the RPI as of this weekend. So you have college football playoff, net rankings, and now we shift to RPI for baseball.
Yeah, and RPI's mattered in baseball a lot. Historically, as far as looking at how it's listed out and how they hand out regionals, the top 8 seeds for super regionals, RPI I think is a bigger deal in baseball than net ranking maybe is in basketball. And none of it matters in football. I mean, they got a committee that has to vote because they want all the power. So, not that there's not committees in these other sports, I understand, but it's not as limited to a fewer number of people like it is in football. So, RPI does matter.
It is.
And I think belonging to the SEC really matters, too.
Oh, it does. I don't know. You did a little surprising, though, to see. Why is this ad's popping up on my RPI sheet? Georgia was what? In the RPI,
they were 21 last week.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are now.
They're at 20 right now.
Okay, that's odd to see.
They moved up after a series loss.
It's odd to see that.
Well, it tells you they didn't play much in the non-conference.
TJ Poppy wins SEC Player of the Week. He's been killing it lately. Hopefully, he continues on. Let's see. He has hit 4 homers and 10 RBIs in 13 games thus far. Has continued to get better as conference play has worn on, which is good because he was struggling at the plate a little bit. Good research. Matt Jones had a good nugget in his recent piece. 13 teams have swept a series in the Southeastern Conference so far this season, and 13 teams have been swept. Arkansas is in both of those categories. They're one of 10 teams that have been swept and swept a squad, and more than half the league is 8-7 or 7-8. So the SEC, it's pretty good logjam right now in the middle in the middle league.
It's just going to come down to these last 5 weekends. Play well, you got 15 games. You can go 10-5, and that's a big ask. But you go 10-5 the rest of the way, you're probably going to host a regional.
Last thing here, your SEC update. Denzel Aberdeen is now going back to Florida. He's at Florida, went to Kentucky, and is now going back to Florida for Todd Golden and company. This guy, the only one that I could think of is Jimmy Witt. Arkansas, SMU, Arkansas. Is there another player In our basketball history?
In ours at Arkansas, no.
Oh, I know there's other places out there, but I was just trying to think of an Arkansas-related one. And he's the only one that comes to mind.
Not that I can think of.
Sunday, well,
we haven't lived in a world where you could actually do this.
I got another one. Memphis kid. You know it off the top of your head? 90s, Coach Richardson got accused of something. Yes, Sunday Adebayo. Yeah. Who, by the way, I got a chance to used to play with at the Little Rock Athletic Club. Bank threes. It was so fun to watch. He could just bank threes. Like Tim Duncan had his classic vintage bank shot. Sunday could bank threes better than anyone I've ever seen.
All right. All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by our friends at Arts Barbecue Burgers and more. If you're in a burger mood, that's the place to go. They got a nice list of them. I like the brisket burger where they put their chopped brisket on with the caramelized onions on one of their hand-patted burgers. Just anything with bacon over there is pretty good. The Art Attack that's got the fried egg on it and the ham is really good. And every Saturday they do $1 off on burgers at Arts. Tuesday, they're back at it. Pork chops is the special. 2 big, thick pork chops and 2 sides of your choice, just $9.99 today for lunch or dinner at Arts Barbecue. Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's. It's Arts Barbecue in Fort Smith.
Let's talk to Kevin, who's in Rogers this morning. Kevin, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Hey, guys. It's been a little bit. How we doing? First thing, Tommy and the gang, congratulations on expanding your radio market. Yeah. That's exciting.
It's going to be great you're in Rogers, so it's going to be really good for someone that lives in Rogers that will be able to hear more loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm real happy about that. A little basketball stuff. Actually, talking about Aberdeen, Pope had 2 guys transfer back to their previous schools. Colin Chandler went back to BYU. Also.
That
was kind of weird. Isn't that right, Colton?
That is correct.
Didn't Chandler go back to BYU? Yeah, so he had 2 players. The transfer portal thing, I think, I don't know, Tommy, Ty, Colton, you kind of tell me what you think. I think Cal's waiting on this Finland kid a little bit. The kid from Finland that played in the Jordan Brand Classic. He's obviously an extreme talent. He could actually go pro if he wanted. I think that's what he's waiting to see. I don't know how y'all feel about that and I think he feels like Ewan's coming back. So if you get Ewan, you got this other kid, and you get the Finland star, really you need to try to find a backup, a guard that's a quality guard. I mean, I'd love to have the kid from BYU, but I just don't think he's going to come here and share time with a freshman. But that's my opinion. I mean, I do want to say any school that would pay Famto Cyril almost $4 million or whatever, that's just stupid. That's just stupid.
How does he ever live up? How can you ever live up to those expectations?
Well, let's just look at what he did. He went. I mean, you're talking about $3 or $4 million. That means you're a first-round pick in the NBA, and he's not. He's not. Yeah, he does not have a low post game. What he is a dunker spot, pick and roll, block shots. That's what he does, and that's what we've had the last few years. We haven't even had the post guy. That guy, same thing with the kid at Kansas. I mean, 5 minutes, I'd love to have Badunga, but he's not a really low, the low post scores that we saw, we're playing in the national title game. Let's be honest. The Reed kid at Connecticut was a low post scorer. Same thing with the kid at Michigan. I mean, that, I just don't I said, somebody told me that he got 4 or 5. I said, that's just, Cal's right, and I know everybody says, well, we have all this money. Well, Cal's smart with the money. I mean, he knows where it's got to go, and so that's all the comment I have, really. I just, my other thing is I don't understand how Jordan Smith Jr. is rated the second best player in the country when he's won every flipping award. And Adu Torre just made Tyron Stokes look like a top 50 pick. I mean, he was that good. I had someone that watched him up in Maryland. I got some relatives, and we all love Billy Richmond. He says he's Billy Richmond on steroids, is what he says he is. And maybe just, he's that good, and he's just underrated. And we've seen that before. I mean, the kid's probably be a 5-star all the way across the board once they come out with the final rankings. But they watched him. They said this kid, he had incredible numbers the other night against quality competition. And don't be surprised if these freshmen, I don't know if the A-Cup good, but Jordan Smith Jr. is something to watch, guys. I mean, he is. Will he be the shooter that A-Cup is? I don't think so. But, if we can get Richmond back, and who knows if Malik comes back, Now, that's a kid that's worth $3 million to me, don't you guys think? If he says, well, I can make $3 million in the NBA being the 28th pick, or I can make $3 million back at Arkansas. Don't you think that he's probably worth that money? I don't know. I'll shut up and hang up and let you talk.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, that's a Cal and the rest of staff and decision, and I would think it's definitely going to be contemplated and discussed. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't get. Again, we were talking about it. He's a known commodity. You know what you're going to get in the locker room. You know what you're going to get on the floor, if not better performance than what he did last year. And we kind of made the comparison in the midst of the season. Like Darius is DMAC, and not just because he wore number 5, but he got the lion's share of the looks. Malik led the SEC at 49% from 3 or 48, whatever it was. He I think about the semifinal game he had where he exploded, the game against Missouri. He showed at points, like when Darius struggled or was injured or whatever the case may be, like he has the skill set to go off as well. Just wondering if he could take on that full-time alpha role that Darius had last year, or what that looks like, depending on if he comes back or not.
And to respond to Kevin talking about Cal potentially holding out for the guy from Finland, he's referring to a player that is affectionately referred to as Slim Jesus, or Micah Murinen, who is one of the big, viral players in the league. He's built a lot like Trevor Brazil and plays a very similar way, but he is a fantastic shooter and a good ball handler. And I do know that Chuck Martin was leading the charge on his recruitment, and he is no longer with us here at Arkansas.
All right, good intel there. Hey, the 48th anniversary sale at Burton Pools and Spas is on right now. Save on Doughboy pools up to $12.50 off right now on above ground pools. Semi-in-ground pools starting at $17,999. Doughboy pools are the most durable with the best warranty, and they're made in America. They also have Hot Spring Spas, the #1 selling hot tub brand, starting at $59 a month. And Burton's can make your backyard the go-to spot for family fun and getting all your friends together. Get $13,000 off the Bermuda 14 by 30 fiberglass pool with premium crystal finish. Plus, they have plunge pools they can put in a smaller space, starting at under $40,000. Give your family and friends the summer they'll never forget. Limited spots available for installation this summer. Hurry in now for exclusive anniversary deals at Burton Pools and Spas, Fort Smith, Greenland, Springdale, and in Hot Springs. Burton Pools and Spas. Water for a better life.
Back to the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We go to William, who's in Lafayette. William, go ahead. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning. Y'all doing all right?
Good, man.
I want to talk about these freshmen. I haven't seen but a small sample size, but I think it's safe to say that they will not be the scoring of A-Cup and Thomas, but their defense from day one will be better. So if they're not getting 30, which I don't expect them to get, but they're holding the person they're guarding to 12 points less, I think that plus minus is going to equate pretty dang good, Tommy Kraft. And, what I saw from a dude in that game Saturday night, that dude is unfreaking believable, and just with a passion. Everything that we were lacking this year on defense and the frustration, and we talk about these high-scoring games, Cal went out and addressed it, guys. Go Hogs, beat Georgia, have a good day.
That was directed at you.
Yeah,
You want to respond?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't see that game on Saturday, but you're right. I mean, that plus minus is something to pay attention to, and I'm gonna find the next couple of weeks interesting as the portal closes, who we drag out, and probably give you a lot of insight as to, William, which direction we're going to go in setting up this team.
Well, here's what I'll say on this. So, first year of Cal, really good defensive team, not a good offensive team. You scraped by with what you had. Last year, really good offensive team.
Yep.
When you played potent offensive teams, you couldn't stop them. You've got to find that perfect middle. The thing about Arizona and Michigan,
Can you score 80 and hold the other team to 70?
Yeah, but like efficiency-wise, both those teams were top 10 in both. They were really good in both those areas. One, because they had size. Two, give credit to Dusty May and I said, and UConn tossed them into Illinois. I don't think was great defensively, but it's very difficult to be really good at both those categories. And those teams that you saw in the Final Four, with really the exception of Illinois, were elite in in both levels. And if they can somehow, some way find that with this team and get the most out of them offensively this next year based on their defensive capabilities, then you're going to have a really good basketball team.
Yeah. Hey, a rare opportunity to join the team at Gaston's White River Resort. With summer coming, they're gearing up for the busiest time of the year. And at Gaston's, they're looking to add some motivated individuals to their groundskeeping crew, their team of front office professionals, and their restaurant team as well to get ready for a busy summer ahead. If you'd like to join the team and you live in the area and it makes sense to make the move now for you, contact Jacob at Gaston's White River Resort. You can email your resume to jacob@gastons.com and join the team of great professionals and wonderful people that provide tremendous hospitality. Lots of different opportunities are open now. That's jacob@gastons.com and join the team at Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a look in the mirror like, yo, come on, this thing doesn't own you.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Keep this going. Let's go.
This is The Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
Taco Bell's Let's Boxes are going to people's heads. Because once they experience the refined $5 box, opulent $7 box, and indulgent $9 box with the new crispy chicken crunch wrap slider, they start expecting everything to be as luxe. Home, James. You know you don't have a chauffeur, right? Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes today.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-48 44.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find him at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give him a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
Cinco de Mayo is almost here, and the House of Webster and Rogers has everything you need to bring the fiesta home. Kick up your celebration with our small batch salsas, from mild and tangy to bold and spicy. Pair them with the House of Webster's famous fruit butters and handcrafted jams for the perfect party spread. Whether you're tailgating for the hogs or hosting friends, make your Cinco de Mayo taste unforgettable. Visit our gift shop or at thehouseofwebster.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Interested in grabbing a couple of burgers? Those are good burgers, Walter. Archer Burger, my God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
Congrats to Keith Wilson and his team once again winning the Best of NWA Best Burger. Not only is it the best burger in Northwest Arkansas, it's the best burger in all of Arkansas. Your chance to win a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in both Russellville and Fayetteville. Brandon Allen signed once again, this time to the New York Giants. Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart going to be in the QB room with him. Outside of the New York Football Giants, what rosters of the NFL has he made? There's been other teams, but what rosters? 877-377-6963. You don't have to give me all of them. Just give me what? Give me 3 of them. What? Give me 3 of them. 877-377-6963.
There's more than a handful. I think I know all of them, but there is more than a handful.
You got to call on this.
I mean, I can get name 3. Just boom,
right
boom, boom.
Off the bat. Well, the most recent one is pretty obvious because we talked about the combination of. Well, they didn't play on the same team; they were on the same team. And again, he's been around the block for a while. Let's see if Hog Wild got it right via text. Yeah, you would have been right, Hog Wild. Just need to call in. All right, Colton, who we got on line 1?
We got Spencer in Cedarville up first.
All right, Spencer, give me 3 of them.
He's been on the 49ers, the Titans, and the Rams.
That'll work. I have to kind of give you the Rams. Yeah, I'll give you that. Spencer, congratulations. $25 to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. Another one would be the Broncos and the Bengals. So
yep,
been around paired with Zach Taylor. He's got the connections there, but man, he has been around the block. What is it? Now, Tyler's talked about Tyler Wilson. Is the pension after? Is it 3 years or 7 years? Or is it 4?
Well, the way it was explained to me is you've got to have 3 seasons and 3 games. And a season counts as being on the active roster for 6 games. So if you're active roster for 6 games, that's 1 season. And then in the next, you got to do that 3 seasons, and then you got to have a 4th season where you're on 3 games. So 18 games across 4 years will get you vested in the retirement program. That's how I understand it.
So he's good.
Oh, he's been good. He's been good.
He can pay for those golf clubs that
he'll never have to worry about a job again. He'll never have to worry about money. He's golden. Now, I don't think he can draw till he's 50. You can't draw out your pension till you're 50.
We got a text earlier.
As I understand
I don't know how accurate this
I don't
is.
know. I'm not in the NFL Players Pension Fund, but that's the way I understand it from several people I know that are.
Okay. We got a text earlier on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline saying that Brandon's wife used to be this guy's ex-girlfriend. I don't know how much I believe that or not, but I did find that funny. He said he traded down, or she traded down. He was joking, making fun of himself. Where did that text go? I think it was Gavin that texted that in, but Yeah.
I'm sure she thinks of you often, Gavin.
I'm sure
I'm sure she thinks of you often.
Yeah, he's joking about that. Well, that's going to do it for us here on a Time Travel Tuesday. Arkansas baseball in action tonight in North Little Rock. Dickie Stevens. I didn't realize that their affiliation's up for. You said Rex Nelson?
I just read about that the contract negotiations between North Little Rock and I think it's the Angels they're still with. They're working on it, but they're kind of way behind schedule and where you'd normally be in these kind of conversations.
Well, that'd be a bummer because that's a good ballpark, and I know a lot of people in Central Arkansas enjoy taking their kids there and whatnot.
What would you do with it if you didn't have a baseball team? What would you do with that ballpark?
That's a great question. That's for smarter people to answer. All right, coming up, Bill Ellison, Matt Jones, Big C. Halftime is on the way here on ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com or Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app.